Okay, for the shoes, we get plastic Easter eggs. I use different sizes, but for this one, I'm going to use this size. I guess that would be small.
Small.
And so what you first do is you set them both down like this, and you trace around it like this. So we need obviously two. Put them over like this. All right, and then you just cut these little this little portion out. And I like the corrugated cardboard. I just save it when I get it because this little edge that gives you little edges right here is good to attach. So I like this best. Okay, next will be the color that you want for the soles of the shoes. And you just take what you've cut out and put them on there. And so the soles should look like this. And then just trace around this for your soles. You can touch them up when you get done and attaching them. I also mark on the sole. I just mark like 1 and 2, and then I put 1 and 2 on my soles just so I know which one they both go to, so I can attach the right ones because each one will have a little bit of a different shape. So now I'll just cut these out. So then I've got these cut out and they're with the matching soles, so then you're just gonna glue them on. So I glue them where you can't see the numbers, obviously. And you just match them up, and they might be a little bit bigger because you've traced around it, and we can trim that up in just a minute. So all you do is just glue that onto the sole. I like a lot. I don't want it to come off. So there's that. All right, so we obviously have some excess onto the sole part that we attached, so we're just gonna trim that up to make it even with the bottom. And once that's trimmed, then we will start attaching the actual part for the shoe. Got a little glue here trying to cut through. And so then I'll just kind of even it up, make it look a little better. Just takes a little finagling to get it to look the way you want it. Okay, that'll be good for now. All right, then you're gonna flip them back over, and we're gonna attach the eggs to the soles. And I use my bigger glue gun for that, because they stick better. This glue gets a little bit hotter and stickier. So on this one, you're gonna put it on the edge of the rounded part, the more round part, smaller part of the egg, and that will be the front of the shoe. So you'll put that like this, clean up any extra. And then you'll take the other one and you'll put a big blob right here, kind of towards the back of the shoe or of the cardboard, and you'll put this one like this, and you'll want a little bit of space between the shoe, or the front of the shoe and the back of the shoe, and so it'll look kind of like that in the back. You'll just do that for both of the shoes. Okay, so now we've got these and they're dry. So this is how they should look. Then I'm going to take my material and I'm just going to cut a strip that's a little bit taller than the actual shoe form itself. So I just put the sole at the bottom and look at it. This is a little bit too long, so I'm going to cut it down a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight on either end, but you know, just in the vicinity of straight. So I'm just going to cut this down just a little bit to kind of get it a little bit more straight and a little bit closer to the size that we potentially need. So it doesn't, I don't really have a determined size because each egg is different, and sometimes material is a little bit different when you're making the shoe, but this is kind of a suede kind of material. So then I'm just gonna get this cut so we can attach it, and I just cut these little pieces that are sticking to it. Okay, so then we're pretty much ready to attach. I'm going to use this edge that's just a little bit straighter as the bottom. So the next thing you do is really just go around the shoe and attach it. I like to use my bigger gun because it, like I said, is a little bit hotter and it holds just a little bit better, I feel. It's up to you, whatever you like. So I just put it on that part that I said, that's why I like the corrugated cardboard. And you just start going around the shoe like this, or the form like this, which will eventually become a shoe. Okay, so we have it all glued around the bottom of the form. So you should have a little bit of excess here. And I just cut it nice and straight, or as straight as I can. Just give it a little extra from there because we're going to glue that down. And all this can be trimmed up and it'll look nice and neat once we add the ribbon to it. So we've cut it off, the excess off. So we're just going to make it nice and close it up here like that. Then we'll start making the actual shoe. And what you do is take your glue gun, and at the front of it, where the little round part is at the front, just apply some glue to the front. And then we're going to make this nice and smooth for the front of the shoe, just like that. I like to get it real nice and smooth and kind of sharp edges like that. So you kind of see it coming together. So then we're just going to glue this part into the inside of the part of the egg that is upright. And I just put glue around the edge of the inside of the egg that's upright. And I start from the back and I stick that in there. Just like that. So then your front's going to kind of start to look like this. So you'll just lay it like this, and then we're just going to glue it on the inside to make it into your actual shoe. And so just a little bit of glue on the inside there. And I like to just get it nice and tight in there. Like that. Might need a little bit more glue. So there is your form of a shoe. And then you can just decorate it as you wish. I am going to take, I think I'm going to take this pink ribbon that I got at the dollar store, and I'm going to attach that to the bottom to make the edge real nice and clean. And then I'll show you how to attach them once I'm finished with that. Okay, so here are the finished shoes ready to be attached. So I like chopsticks. So what I do is I have my cone. This one I'm particularly using a cone. You can use different things. People use different items, but cones are usually the easiest way. So you've got your sock on it, ready to go. You just take your ice pick and you poke holes in the bottom of it, kind of out closer to the edges, whatever works best for you to keep them upright. But I like them a little bit further because if you make bigger shoes, then they have enough room between them. Plus it gives them a little space to distribute the weight. So I've poked the holes in there. I've put just a couple squirts of hot glue in each one and got the sticks. You want to make sure that they're level, so when it's standing up it will be level, obviously. You want to make sure that it's straight facing you. And then when you get ready to attach, so what you need to do is make the cover, the sleeves or what have you for your legs. I will sew these. I think it's about 2.5 inches wide, and then I'll just glue those at the top, and then they will fall over fall around the shoes or in the shoes, however you like it. And then what I do is I just take some rice and I fill up the shoes, and then I take hot glue and I fill up the shoes with the hot glue, and then I will just set these, since they're flat, in there with the hot glue and the rice. And then I just use my paper towel holder like this to keep it upright. And then I have made just out of some what are these called, pipe cleaners, like this. So while they're drying with the rice and the hot glue in there, this will hold it upright until it's ready to be moved and dry. So that's really all it is to attach them. I also, a lot of times when I'm using the bigger legs, I make bigger shoes out of eggs that are just the regular size plastic eggs that you use for kids in Easter. And then I just make sleeves, a little bit bigger sleeves to go over these, and then I hot glue on the inside and put the material around it. These have a nice flat edge, so I just use hot glue to at the top once the material is on, and then I will just hot glue them like such. Then when you have the bigger shoes, they will fit over the top just like this. And that's what you do to make the bigger legs. I hope this helps. I hope I start seeing some gnomes with some legs on them and shoes. Thank you.